So student, this video content is the fourth and last part of the chapter Resources and Development, class 10, subject Social Science. In this section we will discuss the soil as resources. If you remember, in the third part we made our discussion that after having understood the importance of resources in all the part of the world, we have limited our content to the land resources because 95% of the thing of our survival we used to take from the land. Land is very important resource for the human being and many creatures, those who used to live on the land. Also we discussed that because the size of the land, the quantity of the land is not infinite, rather it is in the finite magnitude. That is why it becomes more important to consider land as important resource. We could understand the variety of land, the types of the land in the early section. We could also understand that if the land degradation, human activities has caused land degradation and human activities has caused various loss to our land resources, what measure we should adopt to have the proper maintenance or conservation of the land resources. Now student, in this regard we will move ahead in this section with the soil as resource. Our next heading is soil as resource. We know that soil is renewable natural resource. It is renewable natural resource. It means that it can be renewed and in a natural process. We will understand. However, you will read that the upper layer of the soil take millions of years in the formation, few centimeters as a upper layer of the soil required a long procedure in the making. It is the medium of plant growth. Why it is important? Because soil is the medium of plant growth of all vegetation, forest life, everything take place in the upper layer of the soil, and it supports different type of living organism on the earth. That is soil as a resource. Now what are the factors which take place in the formation of the soil, student? Page number 8 of your textbook has made the point clear that there are variety of factors. Soil is a living system, as we are aware, and it takes, I already told you, million of years to form soil up to a few centimeter in the depth. And what factors make the effect? That is relief feature, parent rock, climatic condition, vegetation, other forms of life and time, all are important. Student, in the formation of soil, various factors of nature also play important role, like temperature, action of running water, wind and glacier, activities of decomposer, all are important. Then we can say that some chemical and organic changes which take place in the soil are quickly important. We can say it is equally important, these chemical and organic changes. And all these factors required a long time. As I said to you that it really is a long and gradual process. Now we will be doing one thing. In our country India, variety of soil exists. So based on certain feature like the color of the soil, thickness of the soil, its texture, age in the making of the soil, chemical and physical properties of the soil, India can classify it. We can classify the different type of soil into the 6 category. Student, our next heading is classification of soils. So as I already told you that we can classify soil on the in a different criteria based on different types of factors like soil formation, color, thickness, its texture, age, chemical and physical properties. And there are 6 categories in our country. The 6 kind of soil exist in our part of the land, that is India. First category is alluvial soil. This alluvial soil is found in the northern plains, basically in the northern plain. some part of Rajasthan and Gujarat, and in the deltas of Mahanadi, the Godavari, the Krishna and Kaveri rivers. These are the area where you are likely to find soil. Student, you must make point clear, because map based question on the availability of soil region, on the availability of variety of soils are asked in the examination. According to their age, alluvial soils can be classified as old alluvial soil, which is given a name Bangar soil, and new alluvial soil, which is given a name like Khadar soil. In old alluvial soil, what you will find? You will find that there exist conquered nodules. There is a high concern in the Bangar soil. There is a high concentration of conquered nodules compared to Khadar, and on the other side, Khadar is made of fine particles, which is more fertile than the Bangar soil. It means compared to old alluvial soil, the new alluvial soil is more fertile. What it contains? It contains basically potash, phosphoric acid and lime, which are ideal for the growth of sugarcane, paddy, wheat and other cereal and pulse crops. Student, alluvial soil is probably the soil which exists in the larger part of our northern belt. In, as I said, that some of the area of Rajasthan and Gujarat, and some area of deltas of the Mahanadi, the Godavari, Krishna and river you can also find. Moving to another category of soil, student, that is black soil, or it is called as regur soil. Why it is called black soil? Because it is black in color, and with another name it is called black cotton soil. Climatic condition here where the black soil is found along with the parent rock material, which are important factor for the formation of black soil. Now, two conditions. Number one, climatic condition of a particular area, and the parent rock material which led to the formation of black soil. This type of soil is made of lava flows. We know that through the lava, which are basically found dark gray or black in color, the formation of black soil has taken place. This is made of extremely fine, that is clayey material, rich in soil nutrients such as, please underline in your book, calcium, carbonate, magnesium, potash, but poor in phosphoric content. Found in mostly Maharashtra, Saurashtra, Malwa, Madhya Pradesh. These are the regions where you will find the existence of black soil. Category of soil is red and yellow soil, which develops on crystalline igneous rocks in area of low rainfall. Number one. Number two, it is mostly found in parts of Odisha and Chhattisgarh. These soils develop a reddish color due to diffusion of iron in crystalline and metamorphic rocks. That is the reason that it is of either red color or of yellow color. Again, I am making the point clear that this develop a reddish color due to the diffusion of iron in crystalline and metamorphic rock. Look yellow when it occurs in a hydrated form. And why it turns yellow? Because when it occurs in a hydrated form, in the water, water content, along with the water contents, its color changes to yellow. Category of soil is laterite soil. This laterite soil developed under tropical and subtropical climatic condition, with alternatively wet and dry season coming one after another, ensuring that the laterite soil remain available in this belt, in the tropical and subtropical belt. Laterite soil has one thing, that it is acidic in character. Its pH value is always less than 6. Generally deficient. The laterite soil is deficient in plant nutrients. That is one of the characteristics. Please make the point clear that it is having deficiency in plant nutrients. It is humus also. It is humus rich, prone to erosion. It is easily to have soil erosion in this particular variety of soil, and very easy to have the land degradation in this particular soil. This soil is very useful for growing tea and coffee. We must know that for growing tea and coffee, the laterite soils are very essential. However, the red laterite soil are used for cashew nut, for the production of tea, coffee and cashew. We can say laterite soils is very important. Next two category is arid soil and forest soil. So arid soil is red to brown in color. Its color is its color changes at the places changes in the India, and it is somewhere between red to brown in color with the different shades. Sandy in texture. Arid soil is always sandy. It gives the feel of sand. That is the texture of the land. Saline in nature, and the soil lacks humus and moisture content. We must not forget that arid soil will be lacking in the humus and moisture content. This is also occupied with concord involved in it. This is also occupied with concord because of the availability of calcium substance in the soil, because there exists the larger share of the calcium. That is why this soil is having the presence of concord. Forest soil found in the hilly and mountainous areas where sufficient rain forests are available. What happens that due to the sufficient amount of rain, sufficient amount of rain in those forest area where sufficient rain is available, the forest soil is found, and these are the basically hilly and mountainous region. They are loamy and silty in valley sides and coarse grained in the upper slope. They are loamy and silty in valley side, means toward the valley side you will find that character is loamy in nature. It is silty with the presence of salt, and coarse grain. In the coarse grain means there is a presence of certain thickness in the soil in the upper part of the soil. Page number 9 of your textbook, we have only map of India from this chapter, in which we will study major soil type, and we will try to understand that what are the reason where soil, which type of soil is available. You have green color region in the Jammu and Kashmir, the northern part of India, dark green color, which is forest and mountainous, because this is the region of India where you find the mountainous part where the forest soil is available. Then we have alluvial soil, the light green color, showing the Uttar Pradesh, part of Madhya Pradesh, Punjab, Delhi, moving to Rajasthan and Gujarat territory also. On the eastern side you can find some of the northeastern state where on the delta of the river presence of alluvial soil is visible to us. Then student, we can find the black soil available in the Deccan Plateau region and some of the part of the northern India. Red and yellow soil is visible that to you, that it is extended to all the eastern part, the close to the in the peninsular region, it is close to the Bay of Bengal. You can find that there exists a red color soil. Then we have laterite and arid soil also. You can find that in the desert region there is a arid soil which is shown with the yellow in color. Now question is how and what kind of question you are likely to expected in the exam. Let me show you that what would happen, that in the map you might be given this area covered like this, and you will be asked that identify the soil available here. You may be asked a small area over here, and you can be asked that identify the area as soil which is presented with the A and this one presented with the B. Then you could be asked that you identify the soil soil C which is shown over here. That not necessary student that they will be covering all the area shown as arid one. So you will have to prepare like this. One more thing student, you can be asked that identify a small area over here and shown as D, which particular soil exists over here. Based on this you can be asked question uh, about it. Heading of this chapter is soil erosion and soil conservation. Student, we must know that soil erosion and soil formation is a natural process which do take place simultaneously. How do soil erosion take place? We have studied in our junior classes that denudation of the soil cover do take place. Now, what is denudation? You can say that because of the high velocity of the wind, or because of the water flow of the water, or because of the other factors, other natural factors, when the topmost layer of the soil is taken away from the place where it belongs to, it is called soil erosion. So denudation of the soil cover and subsequent washing down is described as soil erosion. Soil erosion is a natural process which is being made, which is being balanced by the process of the formation of the soil, and that is why there is never a loss in the ecological balance, or there is never a loss of the fertility. Only problem starts due to the greedy human activities which we discussed in the beginning of the chapter, that how because of over exploitation of our resources we have brought various ecological crises, various ecological imbalances, and how human activities have made the negative impact. What are those activities which has made the negative impact like soil erosion? These are deforestation. I also already discussed that due to the reckless cutting of the forest, we are facing the problem of soil losing its quality, its fertility, that we call soil erosion. Then overgrazing is another serious challenge, because now less availability is there for the animal to move from one place to the other. That is why they are compelled to remain at one place and doing the grazing to a larger or threshold extent. Threshold means here that to whatever possibilities are there, every single area is being grazed, and when the last stubble, the small stubble left over there, due to the process, in the process of grazing, animal destroy the topmost layer of the soil. Overgrazing is one of the serious challenges, student, because we have limited the place for the grazing purpose of the animal. Construction and mining activity, this also destroy the quality of the soil. And natural factors, like we have certain natural factors, but I told you these are not dangerous, because on the one side when the soil erosion do take place, on the other side soil formation also taking place. So what are the natural factors like wind, glacier, water? All these lead to soil erosion. Like sometime you will observe that there is a sheet of water flowing and taking away the fertile part of the soil. We call it sheet erosion. Or sometime you can find that the excessive flow of the water makes the erosion of the soil in a manner that you find that gully is made, which is called gully erosion. On page number 11 there is a image of gully erosion shown to you. Kindly go through and understand what are the difference, what are the nature of the variety of kind of erosion due to the wind, due to the air factor, due to the water factor. Student, if such kind of challenges exist, there again comes a question that what can be done to make sure that our soil remains conserved. So soil conservation, for that purpose what we can do contour plowing, then terrace farming. Contour plowing, terrace farming, all you have studied in class 7. Strip cropping and planting lines of trees. And lines of trees, what it will do? It will stop the soil erosion, because trees stop soil being taken away by the natural factors like wind or air. Then we should be creating shelter belts. These are some of the method of the soil conservation to ensure that the resources what are being provided to us by the nature should be reserved, should be conserved, and its benefit for a longer period of time, ensuring to present as well as to future generation remain with us. That's how, student, we are completing this part. Thank you.